Yeah. Deadly combo. Deadly combo. Black Prophet. Charlie Black AR the Prophet.
AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hold up, I don't think they heard me. I said AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hey yo, turn me up a little. We good. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Mistakes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This one's for the record, but going down history in the making. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This was for the record, but going down history in the making. First it was Elijah Muhammad, now we the honorable Black Prophet. We been in our bag and out of our feelings, securing all the profit. And going outside, don't know what you hearing, so miss me with that gossip. Saying sucker free from up shit, let someone get out of pocket. Whoa, we come from different walks of life, but relate to the same cause. Silent live a fight, laid up behind them hospital walls. They focus like a face, but like syringes sharper than a knife. Take a cookie from the jar, grind it, wrap it in the bar. YBT would stay loyal, no damn miss a prop. Shots to my producers, King Jones and Sahab. AR with the alley-oop, I threw him up a lot. Far from a corny nigga, I'm the hottest shot of cop. I had to boss up for a check, move my fam up out the jets. Draft some key players in my set, sauce with a blue cheese, dab a ranch. I am a club member, you a guest. Speak of my name, better put respect. Step up to me, got a couple right. Fuck who got now or who got up next. Yeah, AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This was for the record, but going down history in the making. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This was for the record, but going down history in the making.
AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, Black Prophet.
Tonight to talk about relationships, and we're glad you're tuning in to Do I Look Sick tonight. A little business to get out of the way first. Mia has something to say.
Good evening, y'all.
She's kind of lost her voice, so bear with us today. We're going to do the best that we can. Like I said, we're talking about relationships, and we're going to have a special guest on the phone with us today, Miss LaShaunta Nelson. We're talking about people who have relationships with someone who doesn't have sickle cell. So let's just go ahead and get into it. LaShaunta?
Yes.
How you doing tonight?
I'm alright. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us and, spending your time with us for this little bit of time.
Of course.
So what we wanted to talk about was the dynamic in your relationship, being that you have sickle cell and your partner doesn't. We were going to talk about our experiences also, but we want to go ahead and get you to start and tell us what the best thing about your relationship is with someone who doesn't have sickle cell. Have you ever dated someone with sickle cell?
I have never dated someone with sickle cell.
Okay, so what is what you think is like the best thing about having a partner who doesn't have sickle cell?
Ooh, what is the best part? Oh man, I don't know, cause I think. Okay, I'm not gonna say sympathy, more so the empathy of him not wanting me to be in pain, because he don't want to understand the pain, being there for me is the best way he can be.
That's
Okay,
good.
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
How long have you all been together?
I have been with my boo now for like 2.5 years.
Okay. So, like, walk us through a regular day in the life of your relationship. Like, not a day when you're in crisis or whatever. I just want to compare the two. Like, a day when you're in crisis and then a day when you're not. Or what day when you're in the hospital and then a normal day.
Okay, hold on. So I supposed to talk about a day that I'm not hurting?
Yes.
Oh, okay, hold
Or low
on.
Or a low-level pain
we
day.
typically enjoy each other better, because, as you know, the pain does have the tendency to affect us, physically and mentally. And I can say I might be a bit of a different person to deal with being in pain and not being in pain. But just all in all, I can enjoy my kids better, enjoy him better. We more active when I'm not hurting. Pretty much we have more active relationships.
Okay. So do you find that with him not having sickle cell, he's able to understand and be empathetic enough when you are going through like those hard times?
I think I speak for some. I don't think it's never gonna be enough empathy, because they gonna wanna help but don't know, or gonna always feel like they can't. So they're gonna do. I think he does so much to not make me be in pain, but then he does get to that point where he gets like, what else can I do? Because I know sometimes he might feel like he's not doing enough, and just being here is enough.
So do you think that that's also like just part of him being a man and wanting to, fix things for you?
I mean, of course. Like, when he is worried, I think just like most men, he don't let me know that. He'll just do something to show me that. Okay, for instance, I have to tell people he's like one of those boyfriends that get me things that I need instead of the things that I want. So I'll be real. Like, for Valentine's Day, he got me like some flowers, a card, the whole nine, and some copper fit socks.
Right.
And I don't care what nobody say. Them copper fit socks was like one of the best gifts I ever got in my life. And just little stuff like that is him, like, I'm trying to make her feel better, even if she needs these compression socks or a heating pad or whatever the case may be. So he'll do stuff like that.
Oh, that's super sweet. And them copper fit socks are the move. I don't know. I'm kind of jealous. You have something to add, Mia?
I did have a question. Do you think that your needs the needs or the standards that you have for someone you're dating or someone you're in a relationship with can be specific to sickle cell? Like, for instance, you say he got you the copper fits. Like, regular normal people ain't gonna really, unless they going through some of the stuff that we go through. Like, is it important that he know how to rub you down right and stuff like that, just to make you feel better?
I mean, yes. Okay, hold on. You laid it light on me. Yes, it does make me feel better that he's someone, because it has been difficult. He's really, actually, I'm not gonna say no guy has ever, tended to my needs, but he's the first to do it the way he do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've pretty much, of course, been in and out the hospital my whole life. Yes, I've had boyfriends to come visit me at the hospital, to come bring me something to eat, stay on the phone with me all night, hold my hand while they sticking me with needles and this and that. But his help come from a different place. Like, I feel like before, most guys did it because they felt like they had to, because oh my gosh, she's sick, so I got to help her. With him, it's more natural. It's more like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Like it's organic. His care comes from an
like so
organic place.
yes, completely, yes.
Nice.
So what are your needs in a relationship with somebody, just period?
Okay, you said period, or like as a regular woman, or a woman with sickle cell?
As you, as LaShaunta Nelson, what are your needs and requirements when you're dating, when you're looking for a partner?
I'm simple. Because of my background, because of just family issues and being sick and, my social life and schooling and everything, I never wanted much. So I just need the attentiveness. I have been in situations where I have been blown off. Like, for instance, I was telling Mia once before that I have hid having sickle cell from guys. Some people, depending on, I guess, how we came into it or whatever, I let them know whatever, because we was just, friends kicking me. But in relationships, I've actually been in full-blown relationships and have not told them. And I'll be in the hospital, and the guy be like, "What's that noise?" I'll be like, "Oh, nothing." and then that's me hurry up and pushing the silence button on the IV pump, because I'm trying to hide in the hospital. I would, mute the phone when the nurse walked in the room and stuff like that. So there's one particular guy I dated, and I finally told him, and I'm thinking, look pretty solid or whatever. And I told him I had sickle cell. And you don't mind, there's not many people who, especially back at that time, even knew what sickle cell was when being mentioned. But this one particular guy, I explained it a little bit, and he had knew a little bit about it. And he said to me that, you cool, so I don't mind us being friends, whatever, but I don't think I can be with a girl who's going to die one day.
Wow.
And I was like, oh.
That's crazy.
Then. So stuff like that shoot the confidence down. It shoot everything down, because one, especially at that age, when they really had us believing we wasn't going to live to a certain age, that was, that kind of stuff put us into a depression mode. So, like any woman, I have gone to go look for love into, in the wrong places. But then I found this guy who's like the most simplest person in the world. He's your average, everyday working man, and just out the gate. And let me tell you, first off, as a woman with sickle cell, he take care of me, but the main thing he does that was just the tip of the iceberg is how he do my children. I have 3 kids, to the grace of God. My first 2 children are not by the person that I'm with now. But when I tell you, you wouldn't know the difference between his child and the 2 that don't belong to him. So if anything, I probably praise him more for that than anything else he does for me. So at this point in my life, how a man treat my kids would be the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's a big deal. I mean, especially when you have kids from an outside relationship, so that they don't feel like they're not a part of your new family that you're building, because it's all one family. But so you in a relationship, like, how are you as a partner?
I don't know.
Where
I don't know.
Where's your boo?
Babe.
I got another question for you though while we waiting on him. Do you think, because I know you guys have known each other for a while, even though you've only been together 2.5 years, do you think that because he knew you had sickle cell this whole time kind of made it easier for him?
Yeah, I was going to get to that point too. I'm glad that you asked me that, Mia. Okay, so unlike past relationships, of course, the guys who come into the relationship finding out that I had sickle cell. So it was kind of one of those, something they had to pick and choose if they wanted to deal with it or not. And of course, I have been, that one little story I told you is not the worst of the stuff that guys have said to me. People, period, not just men. People, period. But, yes, even though me and my boo has only been together 2.5 years, I have known him, like for 15 years, I think. And it's crazy. Up until the very, very day we started dating, we had never anything. We had never had an inappropriate hug or nothing ever. He was literally always just the homie. And I remember, and it's crazy because since we've been together, you know, of course we talk about old stories and stuff like that. And I remember this one time I was in the hospital and I had I had a dog, and I was actually dog sitting for somebody else. So I had 2 dogs in my house. So I needed somebody to watch the dogs while I was in the hospital. So, you know, with the crew that I was with at the time, he was the only one with a car. And I let him stay at my house while I was in the hospital. So I get out the hospital, and I remember, as y'all know, like, to me, the moment you get out of the hospital is actually worse than being in, because that's when you're getting sick, you're going through the withdrawal and everything. So I was so out of it. Like, I don't even remember speaking to him. I don't remember him leaving. I don't remember a lot. But I remember him being there. I remember dozing in and out and waking up, and he was just sitting there, you know, watching TV, playing with the dog, you know, running back and forth to the store, whatever he was doing. But I remember waking up and he was always there. You know, mind you, at this time, me and him still straight friendship, never did anything. I was throwing up everywhere, just all over the place. I was just crap. And none of my friends, even close friends, have ever even seen me at that point, like the most miserable part of my illness. And he was there, but just as a friend. And then, you know, after that day, we never spoke of it again. It was kind of just over, and our friendship continued. And then just years passed, you know, we went about our lives. And then we came back into each other's life. And when I first got sick, the first time we got together, I was all scared and like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do with the kids? What? Oh my God, how he gonna act? And then I thought about it. I'm like, this fool don't think me sick, so like, and so it was comforting because I didn't have to worry about what my children were doing, because my kids were with somebody that they knew. So yes, that is probably the one thing, definitely too, that makes this relationship way different than any other relationship, because he has for the past 15 years watched me, you know, go in and out the hospital.
Yeah, I figured that.
So, is he available to tell me how you are as a partner? Because I want to know all the details.
They want you. They want to know how am I. Okay, hold on. How am I as LaShaunta, or how am I as LaShaunta in pain?
No, how are you? How are you as a helpmate, as a partner in a relationship?
Oh, shit. I'm like a white man in the rain. Oh, y'all heard that?
Yes. Yes.
Hello.
So goofy. Oh, gosh.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for being on the air with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Tony.
So we're asking you.
Hey, Tony, you probably couldn't hear.
We're asking
ma'am.
you how LaShaunta is as a partner and how you guys' relationship worked so well. Like, what do you think is the reason it works so well?
Yeah, well, LaShaunta, yeah, she's very energetic and have a lot of personality, goofy. She's very silly. I think that's probably one of the reasons why she keep it going. Very talkative, so she'll talk to you. You have something to talk about, she'll have it for you. Pretty much, that's pretty much everything I just named. That's what's holding up the relationship.
Okay. So what are your needs in a relationship, and how does she meet those needs?
Just to be there, just to be there, pretty much, I got everything else. I take care of everything else, but, be there, help me out, give me a little rub down or something. But pretty much, that's pretty much all.
So to be your support.
He's so simple, y'all.
Yeah, he does. He does seem like he doesn't need a lot.
Yeah, I don't need much. I don't need a lot.
So are you? Let me see how I want to word this question.
Oh my God, go away. What?
Yeah. So.
Oh, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't know if this had mattered or not, but I was just kind of throwing it out there. Like I said, with my 2 previous kids not being his, and I have a daughter with him. Our daughter is actually his first kid, and so I think that kind of changed the dynamics on parenthood, but not really, because he when it comes to taking care of my babies, Jay-Sean and Julia, like it comes so natural. I don't know if it's because he got a lot of brothers or whatever, but it comes so natural to take care of them and be a father and to teach Jay-Sean the things that a man's supposed to teach him, the stuff I can but don't supposed to do. And with Ayana, watching him become a dad, like as a woman, honestly, a part of me did feel like I don't know, weirdly stripped something away from him because I had kids already. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like being a parent wasn't going to be as fun. But, of course, he proved me completely wrong on that. He do stuff, man. I expected to have to be on his heels, behind him with doing stuff for the baby or whatever the case may be. But, man, when he walked in the house with a whole case of diapers, and you would think, yes, a man supposed to do that. But we already know how many don't. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I got one of those, man, is amazing.
That's so sweet.
That's so sweet. It just really sounds like you guys are in such a happy and healthy place in your relationship. And for any of my friends, that's what I want for them. That's what I want for myself too. But to know that one of my friends has that in their life is like, it makes me want to cry, but I'm a thug, so I'm not going to cry no thug tears out here today. I'm just so glad that you and he both have somebody who is meeting your needs and the needs of your children, because that's just so important. And, having sickle cell and living with sickle cell, sometimes we think that that's not something that is available to us.
Right. Man. Come on, young. Okay, that's the baby.
So, is there anything that you wanted to add, you or Antonio?
Girl, it's so much stuff in my dome that I would love to add, but I lost train of thought of all along. And I'm mad because I was slick prepared too, because I felt like it was stuff that people needed to hear, but then my mind don't went blank.
Well, how? Okay, so you guys are in a place where you're in a happy and healthy place. So what do you think that does for your health?
Oh yeah, see. Like, I'll be honest, I'll be real, I don't think my pain changed at all, but because my mental and my spirit did, that took care of the rest. Because, and it's crazy because I just thought the other day, Because I had like a little moment where I had like a little flashback and stuff like that, and had one of those moments, and I almost cried, and I said, LaShaunta, you stop. I said, LaShaunta, you stop. And I had a brief moment of how I used to feel when I used to be sad and depressed and just with my back. I'm talking about like that pressure of just cinder blocks on your chest. Like for a split second, I felt it. And man, I found myself out of there so quick. I'm like, Shawty, that was old or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't realize, like, I'm so happy that I don't even know that I'm happy. And I'm so happy that I'm in denial. And I'm still, because of all the things I've gone through, I'm still like, do LaShaunta deserve for somebody to love her like this? Because I just think about how much good stuff I talk about this dude and all this stuff that he do. Not like I pipe anything up because he does what he's supposed to do and vice versa. But I'm like, dang, dude, LaShaunta deserves that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think I'm struggling with that myself. But every day, like I say, he never fails with, okay, LaShaunta, you deserve what you have. Not only you deserve me as a man, but a support system for your kids, for your illness. And we don't need to talk about the biggest supporter of Queen Leo, especially. You understand me? Like, my whole life, art and crafting has been something I love. And I have my whole life heard people that say, oh, you good at that. Oh, LaShaunta, you should do that. Oh, LaShaunta, you should do that. And not saying it was nobody's job, but for the first time in my life, I had somebody who knew what I could do and loved what I do and said, ooh, LaShaunta, you should, and made sure I did it. You know what I'm saying? Made sure I had what I needed to go the next step. So, again, something else that made me appreciate him. And with that being said, because he supports all of the other things that make me happy besides him and the kids, that in turn make my health better.
Nice.
Well, you definitely deserve it. You deserve everything that your heart desires. And as your friend, I'm saying that. And as a woman, I'm saying that. And I don't ever want you to second guess that or doubt it, because I know you personally, and I know that you're a light and you shine brightly, so you deserve everything that you have. And I'm just going to say that so you know that I feel that way.
Yeah, so you remember when you was like you was going to cry, but you wasn't.
I knew she was going to cry.
I am, because it means so much to me, because I've came a long way. Like, I used to be, I guess, kind of a complainer. I used to always be like, this incident happened to me, and it just feels so good. So, like you said, you know me personally, you know me personally. It feels good to call it out, and you be like, how you doing or something? And I be like, man, can you believe what this nigga said to me, or what this nigga did to me, or what this dog did to me today? Like, or man, I'm feeling so down, or dang, man, I don't know what's wrong. You know how good it feels to say, man, I made some sales today. Oh, guess what me and Bay went today? Oh, man, the kids got on the road. Like, oh, man, I feel good today. Like, I like that I'm at the point where I don't have to call y'all to hear no sad stories, that you can hear that I'm up and up. You know what I'm saying? That you can visibly show that, see that I'm happy. For instance, I'm so happy now, I don't even like even sharing it. Like, I don't want to share it. You know why? Because in my bubble, along with the sickle cell and everything else that might be, the little things that might be wrong, I got my kids, my man, and my health, my life, and under this one bubble, and I'm cool with my bubble. You know what I'm saying? But I thank y'all so much just for being supportive friends, especially since we all go through the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question about him and advocating for you. I know now with COVID in right now, you can't really have visitors, or it might be limited. when he would visit you in the hospitals before, did he have to advocate for you? Did he ever have to speak up? And do you think him speaking up made a difference?
Okay. Now, babe, I love you. But the little weakness, not saying it's his weakness, it's a weakness I forced on him. See, when it comes to that part, the advocating part in the hospital, I handle that. Because I feel like, because even though he's there emotionally for the support, how to talk to them folks, or why they did something wrong, or how he know they did something wrong, I don't think he's savvy on that. I'm just really the bulldog when it comes to that part, because I'm concerned about my health. So I don't allow him to defend me if needed in the hospital.
You muffled.
You're a little muffled, but it sounds like you said you don't allow him to do that part.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all, but yes, that's what I said. And like I said, that's not that he don't do it. It's just, like I said, I don't know, it's habit, because I've done it my whole life. And that's just one, like I said, yes, he came into my life and took over in a lot of things that I didn't have to worry about no more. But in that aspect, that specific thing, I kind of take over on that one.
And do you do that more so too because you're so used to it and you kind of have it like down pat as far as you know what to expect?
Pretty much, almost. You know, I realize almost like a tape recorder. I pretty much practice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Do you think if you made him like a handbook or some type of instructions on what to do?
You said, did I give him something like that?
No, would you consider that? Is that something that you would do? Take the time to do so he's properly prepared? I know.
No, we don't see. Look, well, we've done that. It just as far as the logistics of sickle cell, I think he got that part. It's just like I said, as far as the hospital situation where I take over. But like I don't explain as far as like the heredity of it. He understands that part. Like I broke it all the way down specifically in my situation because I am, out of all of my grandmother's 8 kids offspring, I am the only person that has sickle cell, full-blown sickle cell in my family. Full-blown. And, of course, all 3 of my kids have the trait, but, y'all, all 3 of my kids have 3 different traits. And, don't ask me how I know y'all. Get back. Come on, man. Come on. So he understands the heredity of it. But, I mean, just, you know, the basics. But, yeah, I think we could go in depth about it as far as the background. Please, get her.
Got any question?
Yeah, so, are you like a type A person? Like, do you like to be in control of your surroundings and like everything involved in your life, or are you one of those people who is willing to let somebody else take the reins, like when it comes to leading you and being in a relationship?
Y'all are so asking all the freaking right questions. We ask questions and I can answer. All right. So, again, up until this here relationship, yes, I was one because I felt like I've been with some ducks and I had to take the reins. You know, even when it came to stuff, grown up stuff like bill paying, you know, I did kind of felt like I was sport in a relationship. But this one now, man, and then to be honest with you, I be feeling like I'm kind of letting my guard down a little bit because I do let him do all this stuff. You know, like, I don't never think about the trash. I don't ever check the mailbox. You know, just stuff like that. Because he, you know, he moves around more than me and stuff like that. So he get to do stuff like see outside and check the mailbox. You know, so yeah, he pretty much just he do everything. Dang, I love you.
So how does it feel being vulnerable?
I hate it. I hate it. You know why? Because I was supposed to, no, I ain't gonna go there. Y'all. I'm trying to show you something else. Okay,
talk about that
so
later.
I don't like it because, like I say, it made me feel weak. And yeah, I'm a girl, but I just do that. I'm like, I just don't like. I don't know because I don't know if it's a success. Because I always question myself about that too. I think. Sometimes I be thinking if I didn't have sickle cell, then I would have been a weak female. And I hate admitting that, and I did just admit that to a whole bunch of people. Y'all better not tell nobody. But yes, I do be feeling like if I didn't have sickle cell, like, dang, well, I said, what LaShaunta without sickle cell would have been. So, as much as I hated my disease, you know, I was one of them kids who blamed my parents and all of that. Man, sickle cell made me who I am. It gave me strength. You know what I'm saying? So I had no room for weakness at all. Being weak was a weakness. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to say can't and don't. I mean, when I couldn't, I couldn't. But even when I shouldn't, I did. So I felt like it strengthened me.
That's funny that you should say that because I feel that way too. Like, sickle cell makes me strong, and I wonder, you know, with all of the different advancements that are being made in reference to sickle cell research, even though we're still really behind, I think about like, hey, one day it could be possible that I don't have sickle cell anymore, and who am I now? Like, without it.
Man,
like,
look, I'm
think a
gonna tell
lot
you, I'm
of
gonna
us
be real
will
with
have
y'all,
identity
just in case
crisis.
y'all ain't heard it from nobody else. I'm gonna say it scared the crap out of me. It's on one hand, yes, a cure needs to be made because I don't want nobody else's child, no babies, because unlike a lot of diseases, like sickle cell is one of those diseases that we are born with. So babies is coming into this world in pain.
Right.
And if we could prevent that, yes, I am all for it.
Yeah.
But somebody in my case who's an 80s baby, who was at the peak of, we was just been a decade into them even really testing for sickle cell. So it's like, in a way, they weaken our mind frame. And even though I have came above what they taught us, it still do scare me because psychologically, like you said, I'm going to wonder who the hell is LaShaunta now?
Yeah,
sickle cell.
Yeah. Not like sickle cell made me.
right. I understand.
Yeah.
I think I would know what sickle
I think
cell
about
was.
that all the time, actually.
I would probably be a part of that population who didn't know about sickle cell if I wasn't living with it.
Yeah, I mean, because if you don't have it, and if you don't know someone that has it, or grow, you know, like no one in your family has it, it's not really something that one is like, we don't talk about it. It's
Right.
still almost taboo for people to talk about it and admit it. So if I didn't have it, you know, being the only person in my family, I wouldn't know anything
Right.
about it. And I mean, I think I had a cousin who had sickle cell, but he was so much older than me, and I never even really knew him. And
Right.
it's just like, you know, this is what makes me who I am. And sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I'm so inflexible in certain aspects of my life. And I think that is because I'm dealing with sickle cell. And I think I'm inflexible in relationships sometimes because of who I am with sickle cell. I think that it kind of molds who I am in a relationship. And it makes me, I don't want to say scared, but a little bit nervous about pursuing relationships with people. Because you have to give up something of yourself that you're used to being in control of.
Yeah. Have you guys ever used sickle cell as a defense
And like,
mechanism?
in perfect example, like oh man, my social life sucked. But I wouldn't have done, man, half the stuff I've ever done if it weren't for having sickle cell. It was like, as crazy as this may sound, I don't care what nobody say, I'm about to say it. But in a way, having sickle cell, oh Lord, in a way, like a privilege. You know what I'm saying? Because of the type of people that we don't came across, the type of things we have done. Like in our case, by the age of 12, most of us have rode horses. Why? Because we had a camp that supported us. Most kids can't say they rode no horse by 12. I think kids should know how to ride horses. I'm just saying. But, just simple things like, being able to learn how to do the high ropes course, zip lining, traveling. My first time out of the state was because of sickle cell. When I went to the Tennessee Aquarium, I would never forget that. I had my little snow globe with the aquarium in there, and stuff like that made me feel good. And I got to meet great people like Preacher Brown, so. Like I said, as much of a downfall as it was, in a way, was a privilege as well.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. And Mia, you were asking something about defense mechanisms?
Yeah, have y'all ever used sickle cell as a defense mechanism? I know for me, sometimes
Explain that.
I'm like,
yeah, okay, because I'm going to say I got 1,000 answers.
Okay, so like sometimes I've been like, well, I deal with so much, like regular people won't really be understand. So if you walk away, just whatever. This is what I have, so bye,
I don't know that I use it as a defense mechanism. Maybe I can say that I use it as a way to keep people at arm's length.
Okay.
Because it may take me a long time to let people in just because I'm used to people leaving. Used to people not really being there and being supportive, so I kind of don't care if you leave, and I've made myself not care in a way, so I keep you at an arm's length so that if you don't care or if you do leave, I'm not hurt. So I use it as a shield to protect me.
And I guess for me, it's like, I want you to know it now, so you can go about your business now versus
later on. And
yeah.
I've just put people in categories. So, like, and I know we're talking about relationships, but I have to say this. One of my homegirls from high school hit me up today and was like, hey, how you doing? I'm just checking on you. And that kind of, like, really warmed my heart. She's like, I know, you go through a lot and you keep it to yourself, and I just wanted to make sure I'm checking on you, and if you need something, I'm here for you. And that just made me feel good. But I put people in categories. Either you need to know I have sickle cell or you don't need to know I have sickle cell. Like, depending on what I see for you in my life, what space I want you to be in my life, that's how much information you're going to get.
I got you. Matching energies.
Oops.
You want to add to that, LaShaunta?
My bad.
You have anything to add to that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm pretty much real simple with that one. Nah, I've never used it as a defense mechanism. I don't think I really know how. I have used it more so like okay, for instance, on my day-to-day, as much as I know I don't want to be in the house, I know just me going to the grocery store is like the best thing in the world, because I got out of my bed, I actually opened my door, locked it, got in my vehicle, and drove somewhere. And as much as I know I need that, it's going to be those days when I'm laying right there and I know I can get up, go lock my door, get in the car, and drive somewhere. And because I'm hurting a little bit, I will be like, well, I'm hurting. That's the reason why I ain't going today. And today will turn into tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, because I just didn't go to the store to get some juice, just because right now I'm hurting. I know I'm hurting. I'm tired of being so strong. So right now I want to have sickle cell. Oh God, did I say that? Yes, I did. So not literally. I don't literally say it like that, but of course,
yeah.
it's those days where I get a little weak-minded, and I'm like, okay, today is the day. I'm gonna, it is what it is. I got sickle cell. I'm hurting. I ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know, LaShaunta, get the hell up, go do what you got to do. So I've done it that way. Yes.
I think like what I do is like I can be hurting a little bit, and I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and do this, that, that, the other thing, something over there, something over here, something over there. You need something? I got that, and I go ahead and like push myself to the brink, to the breaking point, because I'm like, well, I'm hurting now, so, and it's only a little bit, so I know if I go ahead and do everything I'm supposed to do, tomorrow.
But you know it's going to get worse anyway. 9 times 10 it don't get better, so you might well go ahead and do it.
But I know that I shouldn't push myself to the brink, but it's like I can't stop myself.
I'll wait till it's knocking. I call it knocking. So if it's knocking on my leg or my arm or something.
Yeah, it's like, pay me some attention, some attention. And I keep pushing it out of my mind like, nope. And anytime you ask me how I'm doing, I'm going to say fine. And I'm going to say okay. And I don't know how to not do that.
Yeah, we going to work on it.
I don't know.
We
going to work on it? Okay, we're going to work on it. We're going to work on it, y'all. 2021.
They're right.
So, LaShaunta and Antonio, we are so very thankful for you calling in and chatting with us. We appreciate you taking your time and being so candid with us today. You don't know how much we appreciate this.
Of course. And when y'all have a more explicit episode, just make sure y'all let me know.
You will be the first person I call.
Because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I put my my etiquette together for y'all today.
You did, girl. I'm proud of you.
And y'all know me now.
Thank you for putting your etiquette on today.
So we're gonna move along. We're gonna hang up. We'll talk to you after the show and see how things went. And we're gonna go ahead and thank our sponsors. But we just wanted to thank you and Antonio before we hung up.
Okay, then, thank you, and I hope y'all learned something today about them relationships. Y'all get it together. Make sure you have the biggest support system you possibly can have. Don't look for it. It's going to come natural.
Nice. That's good advice. We appreciate it. I feel like you speaking to me right now.
Right.
That's right.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That was good.
So, yeah, thank you again, LaShaunta. We really appreciate you. And we need to thank our sponsors like we always do. We want to thank Mr. Dan Moore at the Apex Museum, which is still closed right now because of COVID, which is raging on. But when it reopens, please take a moment and go down to the Apex Museum and look at our history. It's full of so many gems, and Mr. Moore is a gem himself. So thank you, Mr. Moore, for always being there for us and helping us build our business. And we want to also thank Tanya Robinson with Kids Stop. She's down there doing her thing with the kids even throughout this COVID thing. She's been our supporter forever, and we want to thank her. Black Professional Network in North Carolina, thank you for all you've done and assisted us with. And we just want to thank all of our sponsors once again for being there to support us from day one.
Thank y'all.
You have anything you want to add before we roll on out of here, Mia?
Hopefully my voice will be back in a couple of weeks, but
hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely by tomorrow. But I even learned something from this, so I think this was really good.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been real.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Deadly combo. Black Prophet, Charlie Black, AR the Prophet.
AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hold up, I don't think they heard me. I said AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. Hey yo, turn me up a little. We good. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This one's for the record, but going down history in the making. AR the Prophet, Charlie Black, a deadly combination. It's been long overdue, I know the streets been waiting. Which takes a lot of patience, cause you never rush straight. This one's for the record,